Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Wednesday, August 6th, 2014. I am beginning today with a few stories about the police and there was one amazing video that came out yesterday that I have, but this is possibly one of the most disturbing single examples of what is going on in our country. This really encapsulates the problem. When we depart from the rule of law, there's a breakdown. There's a complete breakdown. And this is an InfoWars report. Cop: if Obama doesn't follow the Constitution, we don't have to. I don't give a damn. Now, I want to just kind of let that marinate for a minute. But I do want to say this. He took his own vow. He took his own oath to uphold the Constitution when he was sworn in. The fact that Obama is an oath breaker does not justify others who have taken an oath breaking their oath. Every person stands or falls on his own. But again, this encapsulates the problem of lawlessness in our country, in the U.S. And I have a few other cop stories. This is a video on Facebook. A much younger person I know posted this on Facebook, and I believe that this is a friend of a friend on Facebook. So, which indicates to me this is becoming more and more common, and this isn't super extreme, but it shows the attitude of the police. That everybody's a suspect. Everybody is guilty until they can prove that they're innocent. And there's definitely excessive force here. And this seems to be becoming the norm. It's no longer to protect and to serve. It's to keep yourself alive and enforce the codes, not even, real laws. So this is a pretty intense video of just some guy at a ball game, really just being pushed around by the cops in a again, way excessive use of force. This for me is the big enchilada. This kind of blew my mind yesterday because this is a network affiliate. This is mainstream media. This is a branch of mainstream media. And some of their reporters were up at this. They were shooting video about a national monument, and there happened to be a prison nearby, and the cops just really came down on these guys, and it's like, honestly, it's like watching Stephen King's movie The Stand, where the soldiers confront the press. It's intense. Now, if this had happened to some of Alex Jones's reporters, I might not be so surprised because they push the line. They push the edges of the envelope. But these were seriously just mainstream media guys out on assignment, not trying to stir up any kind of trouble, not trying to go into a forbidden zone, nothing. And I hope, if you don't watch any of the other videos I have today, I hope you'll watch this one, because it's 3 minutes 32 seconds, and it kind of blew my mind. And nobody gets hurt, it's just the unbelievable force that the police use, and telling people they can't be at a national monument. It's insane. It just will help all of us realize, even even people who deny this. I mean, this is mainstream media. This will help people realize what's really going on as far as us being turned into a police state. And another InfoWars article, Eyewitness in NYPD Chokehold Murder Arrested on Unrelated Charges. You're mad because I filmed your boy. And this guy's 43 years old. Again, it's not some kid, not somebody out pushing people around, trying to get into trouble. This is just, you keep your nose clean, you walk through your day, you move through your life, and you get confronted by the police. And, something really needs to change. And this is the attitude really that is the problem. If Obama doesn't follow the Constitution, we don't have to. There must be consequences to Obama for what he is doing to our country. Whether it's impeachment, arrest, I don't care, I don't know. But Provost Marshal, please, if you're listening, please, go arrest him, please. Now's the time. How much worse is it going to get? Now I'm moving into some information about Ebola, and I stopped following removing the shackles quite a while ago when Dee got into OPPT, and frankly, I still think that OPPT is not something that I would want to join in. I don't see it as a solution. Perhaps I don't know enough, but there were just a lot of clues around this that indicated to me that something fishy was going on. But I always used to like Dee. I always liked her information before she got into the OPPT. And just as an aside here about who I listen to, who I follow, if something doesn't sound right, I will stop following somebody. I don't have any hesitation. And, I hope you'll do that even with me. If there's something that does not ring true, by all means, leave a comment. But we need to filter for ourselves. We need to be very careful who we're listening to, because there's a lot of false information, and there are a lot of false people out there. And but I do want to give an example of something that I've stopped following, and that is the Fritz Springmeier information about how the Illuminati want to repent and want to be good guys now. I want to believe that, and I do believe that it is fully within the realm of possibility that they would repent as individuals, or even to some extent a group of them. So I was following along with that, anticipating that they wanted to be a kinder, gentler Illuminati. That's of course what Papa Bush said about we wanted to be a kinder, gentler America. And of course he was lying. And it turns out, I believe that so were the Illuminati guys lying, who said that they wanted to be kinder and gentler. They said they were they were purging the Satan worshippers and the pedophiles from their members, but there still are some some known ones that are still in the Bilderberger group, and there has not been any kind of a change in the direction of their agenda as far as them being into eugenics, kind of the Georgia Guidestones frame of mind, that we need to get rid of people, we need to call the weak from the hurt. And there just really weren't signs that they really wanted to change, repent. So I stopped following, and that's the kind of thing I will, if I sense Now, if somebody's just casually wrong about something, do I stop following them? No. But if I sense insincerity or somebody presenting something in a false light, that for me is really the flag. When somebody's intentionally, I sense that somebody's intentionally being false. And I guess I didn't really feel that way about Dee as much as possibly Heather. Heather had ties to some major banking system. And so I'm not advocating all of the information found here, and I typically don't follow this anymore. However, I found some of her Ebola point of view really interesting. The war and terrorism templates are also identical and have been played out so many times now that the mainstream media is literally just changing the names in the headlines. From RT in January 2012, EU places sanctions on Iran. January 2014, EU places sanctions on Russia. And here's a quote, another quote. They are trying to play out their war template over and over, and yet it isn't working. Let's look at that template. Media hysteria over Syria, Gaza, Greece, Iran, Syria, Gaza again, North Korea, Iran again, Syria, Egypt again, Ukraine, Russia, Gaza. Up to bat is Ebola, on deck is Venezuela, Argentina, Syria, or Iran. And she's basically saying that this is all propaganda. It's just a news cycle. And of course, this is Dee's opinion on removing the shackles. But Jon Rappoport has, since the Ebola quote crisis end quote started, been really speaking out in the same manner to say this is a hoax, this is false, this is propaganda, this is a psy-op. And I'm pretty much believing at this point that they are right. I think that it's obvious that the cabal wants all of us off balance all the time, so that we have difficulty processing information, so that we have difficulty making effective decisions, so that we have difficulty seeing the man behind the curtain. Well, we need to focus in the right place, keep our eye on the ball, and remain calm. Stay in your seat to the end of the ride. And just watch all of this play out. And as Dee wrote, those other things, they all fizzled. A lot of these things, our belief in them, our fear of them gives them power. And if we negate them, then they don't have power. And there's no power in it that can be used to manipulate and control us. And moving into how we can have power. We can use our power for ourselves. If you happen to live in California, there are some gun bills that the Firearms Policy Coalition is asking you to oppose. And this is not just a California organization, so there may be some things in your area as well. If you click on Take Action, you'll be directed to where you can find out if there's a place where you can register your opinion and ask the lawmakers to remember the Constitution. Hey, remember that piece of paper, the Constitution. Remember the Bill of Rights. Ask them to remember and do the right thing. And the people in Missouri have rather dramatically done the right thing in a couple of instances. And this is our good news for the day. From the 10th Amendment Center, landslide victory. First step to gun control nullification in Missouri. In a landslide today, Missouri voters took a powerful first step toward a nullification of gun control measures by approving a constitutional amendment obligating the state to defend the right to keep and bear arms against all infringements. So that's great. And that's, there are all over. I mean, more and more I am I'm in contact with people who are waking up, who are realizing that this country has departed from the rule of law, and they are demanding that we return to rule of law. Without rule of law, the weak get disenfranchised, and not only the weak, the nice, because kindness is mistaken for weakness. And the kind, the nice, the gentle, the weak are defrauded, and the strong and vicious. I mean, it's not even a question of weakness and strength. It's a question of malevolence and benevolence. The malevolent, the evil, those who, don't hesitate to abuse and use and defraud, will prey upon the rest of the people. And that is what is happening in our country. The only thing that prevents that from happening is the rule of law. And that is why we must return to the rule of law. And again, Missouri is making a huge effort, a huge push to do that. Taking a swipe at Big Brother, Missouri voters say yes to privacy. By a big margin at the polls on Tuesday, Missouri voters took an important step to protect their electronic communications and data from the prying eyes of state and local law enforcement, and also effectively blocked a small but intrusive practical effect of federal spying within the state. With a 75% yes vote, Missourians approved Amendment 9, giving electronic data and communications the same constitutional protections as persons, homes, papers, and effects. Yay, Missouri. Congratulations. And inspiration for the rest of us. Thank you for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and enforce the Bill of Rights.